biggest thing that most people don't realize when it comes to professional or elite caliber athletes is that it's more than a full-time job. Aside from training 8 hours a day, you're making sure you're eating more properly than anybody could even remotely consider eating, sleeping, taking care of your body, spending time and money traveling to and from training facilities. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a Ninja Turtle or a Power Ranger, something that was, martial arts action involved from watching TV. And being that I was half Korean, half white, my grandparents and my mother both said if I went to the route of martial arts, it had to be Taekwondo, which is the Korean national sport. It's a very popular martial art here in the States that we practice, and it's Korean transcended. So I started doing Taekwondo at the age of 4.5 at a Korean studio in Baltimore, and the rest is history. I went through the ranks and got my black belt within 3 years, and I started competing at age 8 in national championships as a black belt. When I stopped doing Taekwondo, I needed something that would challenge me because Taekwondo was never challenging to me. I was already naturally athletic and strong for my weight when I would compete, so I wanted to see how far I could go with that, and that's when I discovered this thing called Olympic weightlifting. And the weights that I would calculate from kilograms to pounds, being that in America we use pounds, I was absolutely astonished by what these men, my weight, could lift over their head with one single motion or two individual lifts. So I started practicing. I found coaches at my gym that specialized in it, and I learned very early on that it was extremely form-oriented. It wasn't necessarily about how strong you could be. It was more so how well you can manipulate your body with biomechanics and physics all together to move a weight. At a certain point, as an individual, as you age, you realize that you're not as resilient as you were when you were a youth, and that everything you do to your body has an effect. And those effects can be positive or negative. So with my studies in human movement, I realized that through doing any movement, the human body can gain physical mechanics from it or lose or get weaker. So especially when we add a load, a weight load, weight-bearing load, and you have to move your body with that weight-bearing load, and all the forces that your joints, your muscles intake have benefits or disadvantages. So that being said, it's a great way to analyze with science how to move. I think when it comes down to your fitness and your health, you have to prioritize it. And if it's not a priority, then you won't treat it like one. But if you make it your passion, if you make it your career, your profession, like I've chosen to do, you can then, when invited to a happy hour or invited to a night soiree, you can easily go and enjoy it, but you can always tell yourself, I'm not going to do the drinking or the indulging in the eating of the inorganic products or whatever it is that you believe in, because you've prioritized your health. And if you can't make the emotional or self-dedicated commitment to prioritizing your health, then you won't have the strength to say no to the other indulges in life, if you will.